Hey everybody, Mike Garapi with Run Dad Run podcast. Thank you again for joining me this week for my recap of week 5 of my half marathon training plan and the look forward to week 6 of the half marathon training plan. As I've mentioned before, and I'll link in the description down below, I am using the Hal Higdon Novice 2 half marathon training plan. So I obviously have adjusted it to my schedule as I've mentioned in previous videos, but it's there in the links for you to see what it entails and the specifics of what I'm going to be talking about in the past videos and future videos and what we're talking about this week. So recap of week 5 was a great week for me. Had a little bit of a schedule move around as we've had in previous weeks, but week 5 was real straightforward, just like they all are. They follow the same pattern, nothing crazy here. But I want, of course, part of this is telling you how I feel the mileage buildup is working, how my body's feeling, how we're managing life, career, all that jazz. So week 5 was really straightforward, 60-minute cross training. We had the rest on Monday, 3 miles Tuesday, 4 miles Wednesday, 3 miles Thursday, rest day on Friday, and then an 8-mile run on Saturday. Now that's where the change comes in. So my wife had a little bit of a thing she had to take care of for her foot. Not to get into too many details, but she was, she's recuperating Friday is when it took place. So she recuperated Friday afternoon, recuperating Saturday. So obviously everything that I was planning to do was put on hold. So this was a planned thing, so it's nothing surprise. No no emergency rooms or anything like that. So taking care of the boys and work and school and all that. Thankfully, the Friday rest day, as far as my running is concerned, was perfect. So Saturday, the 8-mile run, push that. I was gonna do like a 60-minute cross train, just switch Sunday and Saturday. And with so much going on, taking care of the boys and just getting all the meals, everything. It's one thing when you do a lot of stuff normally around the house and you have a partner doing a lot of things around the house, and then your partner is down for the count for one reason or another. All of a sudden, all their stuff is on you as well, and you're taking care of them. So the 60-minute cross training, the 8-mile run wasn't going to happen. So thankfully today she was feeling a lot better, and kind of planned last night that I would do my 8-mile run this morning. And when she woke up, she was feeling much better and was with it and able to sneak the boys into the bedroom to watch a movie while she's still kind of recuperating. So they all jumped in bed, and I headed out the door for the long run. So it was great news is she's feeling better. The boys were very well behaved, and I was able to get for my part of it, I was able to get an 8-mile run in this morning. So it's amazing when you really need the boys to do what they need to do, how they step up to the plate and really help their mom and dad. It's just been incredible. Watch the two of them care for their mom as well and make sure she's okay. And we'll just be sitting there watching a show or playing or something. Hey, can we go check on mom? Of course you can. Go ahead. So it's been absolutely amazing. So thankfully nothing serious, but when you have some of these things go on, you just want to crash in bed for 3-4 days, and that's what we're expecting to happen. So awesome that I'm able to switch it around. I was gonna try, like I said, I was gonna try and maybe sneak out for a cross training yesterday. It just, you just wore out at the end of the day, and next thing I know, the UFC fights were on, and I'd much rather be watching that than riding my bike for an hour, So anyway, just, you miss one, it is what it is. Of all the things to miss, that's the least thing I'm worried about, is that 60-minute cross training. Like I said, I'm running around here like a maniac all day anyway. So, I mean, there's my 60 minutes cross training as far as I'm concerned. But I even considered maybe doing the 60 minutes tomorrow on Monday, Labor Day. And I just said, you know what? It's a rest day. I did 8 miles today. It's a rest day. Forget it. 60. If I'm going to miss something, that's not the thing I'm going to worry about this time in week 5. So that's what we did this week. 8-mile run today. I got out the door again, taking care of the boys, getting them breakfast, getting my wife situated, make sure she's really okay with me going out for an hour and 15 minutes or whatever my time ended up being. And she was, and the boys got them breakfast. I didn't get out the door again until like 10:06. I think I was walking out the door. So the plan was to get out there early. We've been waking up early all week for school, for Jacob, for Cooper, getting them out the door to both VPK and logged on the computer for 2nd grade. I was like, all right, my brain's starting to adjust. It's getting easier every day to wake up early. And I just slept. I was like, screw it. I'm just going to sleep. So, you get up with the boys and you got to take care of everything. Next thing you know, you're throwing your stuff on for your run. It's 10 o'clock. So anyway, got out the door at 10 o'clock. I checked the weather. It was, again, somewhere in the 80s as far as temperature and somewhere in the high 80s for humidity. So it was a feels like of 99 today. So I tried a little bit of a different route because there weren't many clouds in the sky when I went out this morning. There still aren't. So I tried going a different route. I know one of the neighborhoods by me is kind of an older neighborhood, so it has some older growth trees. And what I did was I kind of ran through the neighborhood spotting for trees. So most of the roads that I ran on, I started that way, and I got, I looped back to the house because I wanted to take my shirt off. It was just so damn hot. So I looped back to the house, and I think it was like 3.6 miles back at the house. So almost all of that was in the shade. So I then from the house went my normal route, which is less shade, and that is just about 1.5 miles up to the corner. And I wasn't going to turn the corner because the one street by us, Taylor Road, the side of the street where I am this time of year, it's almost all sun. There's not many trees that would create a nice shady sidewalk for me. So 1.5 miles up, 1.5 back, ran back through that neighborhood again. I said, I'm just going to hit this shade, and I'm just going to do my best to stay in the shade. You can see I got a little bit of sun still, but most of the route was in the shade. So I felt I was struggling at some points and feeling hot. Obviously, the first 3 miles or so, I felt really hot. I had my tank top on, and it was soaked within the first mile. So I took that off, and I felt pretty good. Generally, felt pretty good. I never felt like I was really struggling. I'd look at my watch, and if it started bumping above 9.5 minutes, I'd pick up the pace a little bit. But mostly I just kept going, didn't have to stop at all. When I came back to the house, I stopped quickly. Again, like I told you last time, I think it was for the 6-mile run or whatever it was, treated it like a water stop. Just popped in the house real quick and threw my shirt off and went out the back door. I was here for maybe, 90 seconds, if that. So other than that, a couple stops for traffic, but nothing terrible. So it was a great run. I finished it. I did my walk around the neighborhood. The boys said they wanted to come with me, so they threw their shoes on and came for the cool down lap with me. And it was just great. Jumped in the pool afterwards. And today, having run 8 miles, I don't feel trashed. I don't feel overly exhausted. I'm really working hard to get lots of fluid in me. So I am going to do the sweat test. I've decided that's it. I'm doing it. It's like $115. I'm going to do it. There's a company that my brother-in-law introduced me to. They're called, I think, Levelin. I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. And I'm going to use them, and that'll be a separate video we do where I go through my results and everything. But I weighed myself today. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. So I weighed myself before I ran, and right after I ran, basically after my cool down lap. So on my run, I did the 16 ounces with the Skratch Labs. Damn it, I forgot. I was going to tell you guys the name of the stuff that I use, but Skratch Labs, go to their website. I linked it in the description last week. I'll put it down there again this week. they have basically a calorie intake mix. So instead of just a hydration drink, it's designed to replace some carbohydrates and things like that during exercise. So I had 16 ounces with that in it during my run, another 16 ounces on my cool down. And so I did the math on it. So that's 32 ounces of basically water. So that's 2.15 pounds intake. And on the scale, I still lost 5.4 pounds. So essentially, if I hadn't taken in that water, I would have lost basically 7.5 pounds on the 8-mile run today. So I think that's high. I don't really know. Maybe you guys can comment what you guys generally lost. I know I'm a little bit of a bigger guy. I'm 205 pounds, so maybe I just have more to lose. I don't know. Maybe you guys see percentage-wise. Maybe you guys, some of you folks lose the same. Do me a favor. Let me know if this is like crazy to you guys, or because I'm figuring in order for me to get in 7 pounds of liquid, obviously you're never going to match, pound for pound what you lose during a half marathon. But I'd have to run with a milk jug essentially. I'm losing 8 pounds in 8 miles, or 7.5 pounds in 8 miles. That's a gallon of water, right? I double checked it. It's 8 point something pounds per gallon of water. So I'm losing close to that essentially in 8 miles. So the ability to take that in during a race, I don't think that's possible. So what I've been doing is I've been taking a swig every mile. So obviously, maybe not obviously, what I think I need to do is I've carried one jug, and that's a pain in the ass. So I don't like carrying a lot of stuff, but I might have to get one of those belts or one of those harnesses with like spots for two bicycle squeeze bottles in them, because I'm just taking a blast of water every mile. Basically, I'm trying to pace it out so I don't end up halfway through and I have no water left. So I got to figure it out. I have, I'm halfway through training, essentially, almost halfway through training, and I got to figure out how I'm going to do it, because like I said, I want to do it smarter this time. So again, part of me is asking you guys what you use. So in the comments, put some of the information as far as what you guys use. Maybe there's some harnesses or some belts that don't really annoy you. Maybe you've tried them, or you've tried them all and they all suck. Let me know, because my concern is obviously you get water stops on the race. This is now a canceled race. It's a virtual race. So there's not going to be any water stops along the course this year for me where I'm racing. And I'm sure a lot of you out there are going to find this as well, that a lot of races you had planned or had put on your calendar for 6 months out, maybe they're going to be virtual too. So something that I'd love for you guys, give me your thoughts on what you think you might do if your race becomes virtual and there's not going to be water stops at mile 6 and mile 10 and whatever. So that's a great week for me, a solid week for me. The mileage is creeping up again. Like I said, for me, for the type of mileage I do, this is about where I'd like to be on a regular basis, mixing in those 8-mile runs, but like the bread and butter being those 4 and 5 mile runs. So 3, 4 during the week, and then the weekend long runs anywhere from like 4 to 8. And then every once in a while, sprinkle in a 10 or something crazy, because I want to be able to get to where this is not such an effort to go, oh my God, an 8-mile run. I've only run 8 miles 3 times in my life. I want to get to a point where, 8-mile runs, I do that, every other month or something like that, or more often. Someday I'll get there. So that's where I'd love to be. So another interesting thing that happened this week is on one of the 3 or 4 mile runs, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, I forget which it was, I was running down the path. There's paths on either side of the road that we live off of, and there was just a snake laying like for his body length, probably 90% of his body on the trail. It's a nice concrete sidewalk, both sides nice and wide. It's a bike trail, running trail, hiking, walking, whatever. And I'm just doing my thing, and you're always looking for branches and twigs and stuff. You don't want to twist your ankle, trip, whatever, look stupid, get something caught in your legs, which I've done. You shaking your leg with stuff, and Spanish moss hanging off, cars are going by laughing at you. So I'm running, I see this thing in the road, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, no worries. And as I get closer, I'm like, oh, that's a snake. So I didn't like almost step on him, but I was headed towards him, just like, I'm just gonna change my cadence to step over this twig or whatever it is. And not terribly, I don't know, maybe three feet. And so I kind of just, last maybe 2 steps before I'm right on top of this thing, I kind of just stepped to the side. I didn't jump, didn't do one of those crazy ones. I've done that before as a car's going by, thinking, what is that crazy guy doing, But this one, luckily, I just kind of smoothly changed the direction I was running in. And I spun around. I got 2 boys. Got to pop the phone out and take some pictures. And I can't ID this thing. I take the pictures, I get close, and he coiled back. When he finally figured out I was there, he coiled back all pissed off looking. Now, here's what I was always told. You guys let me know. If the head is shaped like an arrowhead, it's a good sign that it's a snake you don't want to mess with. In general, I don't mess with snakes, but I don't mind getting close to a black racer. I know they're not going to bite me, and if they do, they're not venomous. It's a small little bite, and they're going to scurry off. They're more likely to slither away than turn and defend themselves. So I don't mess with them, but I also know certain ones I can get closer to. So this one, as I got closer, I realized it kind of has like an arrowhead-shaped triangular head. And I'm like, oh, that might be a venomous snake. That's kind of what I was always told. Certain ones, obviously I see the head on this thing, and I'm looking for a rattle, because it doesn't, down here we have two rattlesnakes. We have diamondbacks and we have pygmy rattlesnakes. And pygmies are very similar in look to diamondbacks, eastern diamondbacks, obviously. So they're very similar looking. And the coloration didn't quite look right for a diamondback. And there was no rattle. And I'm like, all right, I'm done messing with it. Especially once he coiled back at me. I was like, I'm not trying to get bit by a snake. So he obviously is pissed off I'm there, and I'm going to leave him alone. So I went on my run, came home, and I look up ID Florida snakes. Can't find this snake there. What's the shape of the head? What's the pupil? And it had a round pupil. So that, according to general knowledge I have, that has a round pupil, it's non-venomous. Usually the venomous snakes have like the vertical pupils. So anyway, I can't ID this thing, and it's frustrating because you would think that, because if you want to find a bird, Cornell Ornithology Lab, you can ID a bird so easily. They have size, shape, color, feather, plumes, this and that. Where was it? Is it in a tree? Is it in a prairie? Is it by water? It's a home run if you want to figure out what kind of bird you just saw. But snakes, you think, well, they can kill you very easily. Probably should be easy to figure out what kind of snake it is. So I obviously either didn't look hard enough, or I'm an idiot because I couldn't figure out what kind of snake this was. This snake apparently doesn't exist in Florida. Even though I live in Florida, I saw it in Florida, but Florida snake ID, I couldn't figure out what it was. So anyway, that's the second snake now I've seen in probably, I didn't talk about the last one, probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks, again on a run. I was almost in the same area. I found a smaller, more slender snake, and again, couldn't really identify it. It looked like one of the snakes that's supposed to be here in Florida, but I couldn't quite identify it. So I don't know, if any of you guys have a great website or app or whatever to help you identify snakes, let me know. Because like I said, I got 2 boys. If one shows up in the yard, I need to, and God forbid bites one of them, I need to be able to tell the doctor obviously what type of snake bit my son. So anyway, that's frustrating for me, to not be able to ID something super easily. But anyway, so that was week 5 in the bag, all done, going on to week 6. So this is pretty exciting. This is coming up on the halfway mark. So get this upcoming week done. We only have 6 more left. So what we have this week, same thing, 60-minute cross train. Going to skip that today. Keep tomorrow as a rest day. I might mix in, depending on what we do tomorrow, maybe some extra pool time and do some laps or something like that, but nothing crazy. I'm going to keep it super light. It is Labor Day after all. So then we have a 3-mile run on Tuesday, 4-mile pace on Wednesday. I'm excited about this one. I want to get back to it. Oh, my 8-mile run, 9-minute and 15-second average. So right in that bubble, the 30 to 90 seconds from your half marathon pace, right in that bracket. So very excited. Like I said, wasn't overly taxing, and I don't feel crushed. So 9:15 is perfect, I think. So we'll find out. So this week, 4-mile pace on Wednesday, 3-mile run on Thursday, that rest day on Friday, and then the 5K race. So like I said, week 6, right there, right in the bread and butter zone of what I want to do, right? 3 miles, 4 miles, 3 miles, and a longer run on the weekend. So 4 total runs, nothing crazy. As I'm off a plan, it might be right in that 4 to 3 runs a week zone. So that's still really a decent week for me. It's going to be a lower mileage, 3.43 and 3.43 on Saturday. So like I said, go to tunneltotowers.org, tunneltotowers.org. It's the Never Forget virtual challenge that they're doing this year. So like I said in a couple videos ago, if you didn't see my last video, I'm not doing what we talked about as far as the Tunnel to Towers, doing it on my own and asking you guys to donate. Go to tunneltotowers.org. Look for the Never Forget virtual challenge. Sign up. Do something to memorialize those that we lost in 2001 and unfortunately continue to lose. We watch the video. They put up a video this year. It's all virtual. There's 3 levels that you can do to join up. So there's the free, where they'll send you a bib, and they want you to take a picture, a video, what have you, and share it on their social media, wearing the bib or your Tunnel to Tower shirt or your Port Authority Police, FDNY, NYPD, whatever it is, to commemorate, memorialize those that we lost. You can do anything. You can run, you can walk, you can jog, you can ride your bike. In the video, they talk about 3.43 miles or 9.11 miles, or ride your bike 29.77 miles. Something that is significant and helps memorialize. So there's the 3 levels. The one is free. It's just the bib. Second level is $30. You get a t-shirt and the bib. And then the third level is $50. You get a t-shirt, the bib, and a hat. So one of those options, you can do it. Sign up and then do something. Take a picture. Do a video. I'm going to do a video, and that's going to be a midweek video this week that I'm going to put up. It's not going to be about the half marathon plan. This is one of those midweek videos that I talked about that we're going to do. And I'm going to run 3.43 miles. Now, the 11th is actually, was it 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th is Friday, I believe. So I'll probably switch that run. So instead of doing it Saturday, I'll do it Friday, and I'll take a rest day on Saturday. So 3.43 miles. If you have the ability, or you want to ride your bike, 9.11 miles, or if you're really fit, 29.77 miles. So those 3 options: tunneltotowers.org, Never Forget virtual challenge. The free option, you get a bib, share on their social media, $30 a shirt and a bib, and $50 a shirt, a bib, and a hat. And share with us, share with them, let them know who you are, how you're commemorating and memorializing those family members, friends, and loved ones that we lost in 2001. And like I said, unfortunately continue to lose to this day. So check it out. Go to the website. You know what to do. So then what we're going to do, as I mentioned, aside from that midweek video that we're going to do, did I talk about everything week 6? Yeah, so instead of that 5K, we're going to do the Never Forget virtual challenge. And we're going to do some other midweek videos. So the sweat test through the company called Levelin, going to do that as a midweek video, and some other things. Like I said, I talked to my brother-in-law recently. He's an audio guy, audio engineer, and does all kinds of things, helping me with some of the video editing things that I'm doing. And we're going to have him on. We're going to figure out how to do this in COVID-19. Besides, he's in Seattle, so we'll figure out how to do that, and so it doesn't sound like crap. So, what else we got? We got that. I wrote a list today. That's so many things that I wanted to cover, and I wanted to write down the website. So, week preview, week recap. Yeah. So that's what we got. We're all done. Week 5 recap. I really appreciate you guys coming and clicking on the videos and sharing your information. Please interact. Let me know about those bottle harnesses or belts. I see people with both options. Obviously, I say obviously a lot. Not everything is obvious. And I really got to stop saying that. So what we'll do is ask you to put down some comments about a hydration belt, I guess it's called, or harness, whatever you guys have used. If something you think is terrible, let me know to avoid it. And if you think something's really great, let me know, recommend it, and I'll check it out. So I appreciate it, guys, hanging in there, watching the video. A little bit of a longer one today. So anyway, we'll see you next week for week 6 recap and week 7 preview, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you what kind of snakes I see next time. Love you guys. Appreciate it. See ya.